everybody. Welcome back to another Girlfriends Chit Chat. You know, y'all, I'm excited about tonight's conversation. We have got a phenomenal woman coming to the platform tonight who is really going to have some serious dialogue about what? Email marketing. That's what we're going to be talking about tonight, and I'm excited about this. But before we get into all of that good stuff, y'all, like I always like to talk about, let me introduce myself to you. My name is Amira Bay, and I am the host of Girlfriends Chit Chat. We're here on this platform. We talk about everything from life and business, and trust me, everything in between. So when we come right back, we're going to dive right in with Miss Leticia Campbell. That's right, when we come right back.
Hi, my name is Leticia Campbell, and I'm the founder and CEO of the Campbell Success Network. A little bit over 10 years ago, my husband and I decided to start our family. Early on, we were dealt with layoffs, massive bills, living from paycheck to paycheck, and we were so disconnected as a couple. We even would joke about how we were more like roommates than an actual couple. Also, I spent less and less time with my children, rushing them out the house in the morning to drop them off at school, and then to come home right after they were sleeping. I was lost. I was physically and mentally stressed. I was so depressed over the fact that I was so disconnected from the people who mattered most to me. Then right when I found out that I was pregnant with my daughter, Valora, I decided to make a change. I wanted to dominate my life. I wanted to have a bigger impact with my children, and I wanted to put myself in the driver's seat. So I decided right after to leave my corporate job so that I could help more women to be financially independent, determined, empowered, and most importantly, dominant. So that's why I created the Women's Success Domination Movement for women who want more out of their lives than just what they're receiving, for women who are so passionate about their message, about their brand, about their mission, and want to help women all across the world. So join us in this movement, because there's so many of us out there who are hurting, who don't have a voice. And let's find your voice today. I'll see you on the inside.
Oh my gosh! Now y'all can't tell me, y'all. You had learned a whole lot about Miss Campbell just right then. Just from that promo video she did, y'all, it's amazing to learn. So tonight we're going to learn a lot about Miss Campbell as well as her email marketing business. Come on in this room, girl. Let's talk tonight because we're going to have this conversation.
Let's give a hug. Hi, everybody.
Look, I am so excited about having you here. Like I tell everybody, I've been ready for this one. Because this is
we have been connecting behind the scenes for months. This is like,
y'all, this is what we do. Y'all don't understand. People connect online, y'all. Yes. And we have been connected for a minute now. And I had said I wanted Leticia. I said I want Miss Campbell to be on this show because you have been doing some amazing things. I've been following you. I've been watching you. Yes. I have to commend you. But tonight I really want to dive deep, sis. I want to talk about what I can do. And all of our listeners, what can we do to better ourselves? But first, let everybody know what you do.
Yes, well, my name is Leticia Campbell. I'm the CEO and founder of the Campbell Success Network, and I'm also the curator of my email marketing tribe. And what I do is I teach my clients how to leverage, scale, and pivot their businesses all through email marketing. I get them growing traffic to their offers, to their websites, to their events, anything that you want to do, whether you're a service provider, course curator, network marketer, and you want to sort of stop battling on these internet streets and start to really grow an impactful, targeted email list, I'm your girl.
See, that's what I'm talking about, because even for me, when that's not your thing and you're not accustomed to doing email marketing, that's when you got to lean on somebody who is really going to allow you to be more present.
Right.
But a lot of times we don't know how to do email marketing. We think, oh, I'm just going to shoot you an email. I'm going to send you some information. How do you find how can I put it this way? How do you find your target audience?
Well, definitely got to know what lane you want to be in. And if I can share a story real quick, when I first started to build my business online, over 10 years ago, I was calling myself the sales success strategist, the sales strategist. And that was my title for a very, 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 very long time. And after I had my fifth child, I have 5 children, which was last October. She's, my last daughter is going to be 1 in next month. So when I was in the hospital after having her, I was sitting down because, even though I'm giving birth, when I go to labor and delivery, I bring my laptop with me, notebooks, pens, everything, because I still get to work. Okay. So I was sitting there in the hospital and like God was really like channeling me and telling me, it's time for you to pivot. It's time for you to like niche down. And so I had to sit back and I wrote down every single thing that I just love talking about. Like I call it like brain dumping, like everything I love talking about.
Yes.
And then I ranked each thing, like I do like to talk about this, but not all the time. Or I don't like to talk about that anymore. Like I sort of threw certain things out of the way and said, email marketing, that's something that I consistently talked about and spoke about for years.
Right.
And so when light bulb came up, I was like, oh, that's it. I am your number 1 email marketing strategist. So to the audience out there who are trying to say, well, okay, I'm gonna start sending out emails. I'm gonna get started tomorrow. First thing you have to do is figure out what lane you want to be in. What that means is if somebody was at a Starbucks or wherever and they were talking about your business, what would they say? Another thing that really got me to focus on a lane was that I've done events all over the world, right? And I wanted now to the point where if you were planning an event and you needed somebody for a specific thing, traffic, sales funnels, email marketing, you would think of me. And sometimes people miss that point when I say that, because it's like, everybody's like, I don't want to be known for one thing. I'm known for so many different things. And that's great, but you got to have an in.
Right.
And your in has to be the one thing that you want to be known for. And once they get into that thing, then you could expose everything else. So I have other services and products and things like that I offer internally. Once I have a client, then I offer them everything else. And the reason why I do that is because the conversion rate on that is way higher because that person has already did business with me. So not only are they purchasing all my other stuff, they're also now sharing my stuff, like sharing what my services and what I offer. So that's the first step in some of it all, of like saying, what do I want to be known for? What is the one thing that I feel that I could just change people's lives, just like that.
Right.
Yeah. Because I see this a lot. A lot of people in my industry, particularly, on Monday they're offering something. On Tuesday is something different. On Wednesday and it's like that in their email marketing as well. It's like they jump around a lot. And I was like, wait a minute, wasn't you just talking about grant writing and now today you're talking about taxes? I'm like, what? Wait, what?
But that's why you have to find what you're good at. And once you figure out what you're good at, you're able to master it. Because we jump around, hey, Leslie girl. But when we jump around so much, we lose sight. And it doesn't give you time to really dig deep and figure out what you want to do. And I think with email marketing, I mean, there are people out there that do it, but I'm telling you, you are seriously passionate about it because
I am.
For me, it's like, okay, if you're talking to a new business who's ready to launch, what would be your advice? What would you do to help me get to that place of finding a client? I know what they look like. I know who they are. How are you going to show me the right platform, the way to get the message out? How can I go about that?
Well, you first got to find out what 3 core desires that you're in. So there's 3 types of industry, or what I call core desires. It's health, wealth, and relationship. You got to define what lane are you in. Are you mainly towards the health side? Are you helping people more with their health and wellness? Are you helping people build wealth or strategy or what have you? Or are you dealing with relationships, whether it be, life coaching, relationship with yourself? That's always the first step. Once you define what your niche is, now it's time to define what is your audience desires. Because a lot of times we don't put ourselves in the shoes of our consumers. We just get out there, we create a product or service, and we just get out there and expose it to the world. me, like I was teaching this to my clients last week. I like to go a step further and say, you got to know their desires, because now when you're talking or when you're creating your email copy, now you're saying, Susie, wouldn't it be great if you were able to fit into those jeans you wore into high school? Like, wouldn't it be amazing if you didn't have to borrow money from your mother anymore? Like, wouldn't it even be awesome if you walked out the door and just felt extremely healthy inside and out? Like, those are all desire questions. So now you're getting people now to create micro commitments, like yes, 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 yes.
Yeah.
And they're leaning in. And now when they're leaning in and they're saying yes, 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 now the desire, their awareness scale has gone higher, and now they want more. They're hungry now. So with email marketing, how I do it is that I get you guys to make your customers hungry enough to buy. Okay. Now they need it. They want it. They have to have it. If they don't get it, they're going to starve, mentally, physically, internally. So that's always the first thing. And to be quite honest, sometimes with some people, it's hard for them to understand desires, because that just means they don't really know their audience yet,
Because you want to make sure that I can get you right initially. Because I know when I get those emails, hello Shannon, how you doing? When I get those first emails, hey, how you doing, Miss Westmoreland? My thing is, hey Vanessa, my thing is I always say to myself, what is that, on the subject line? You always got to get my attention. It's like, what's that? How do you get initially when you're going through the feed and you're looking through your email? What is it that I should be, saying initially to say, I want to click on that and open it?
Yes, what do you do? It's just like Nike, it falls into the headline and the subject line. So if I put a subject line like with Nike, just do it, like just do it, or I went live the other day and I also posted this in my email list. I said, stop doing this. Stop doing what? It's that curiosity of when you're first getting started. Don't just put a title, like just put put something that's going to make people stop in the scroll. So they're scrolling on their phones. Most people are on social media through their phones, right? Either they're checking their emails on their phones. You want them to scroll. Like I sent out an email this morning, the team did, and they were like, the subject line saying, we have to talk. Sis, but again, you got to make it sound like you normally sound. Like, I'm from New York, so we say sis a lot, we say girl a lot, we say yes, all the things, so I make sure that the copy is still generic with me. And the same thing with my clients. That's why I like to get to know my clients and know their lingo and how they approach things, so that way it sounds like it really comes from them. But yeah, that's just a great place to get started and think of, like, I know some of the people out there are very over-explanatory. They're like, oh, I gotta just say everything. Like, no, just 3 words, maybe 2 to 5 words that just gets people to stop. Go for it. Another thing, if you're sitting there, guys, right now, you're even more confused. Like, okay, I know Letitia's saying this, but I still can't think of like a one-liner, right? Start doing your market research. Go out there and look at your competition. Look at all the people that do similar to what you're doing. Look at their ads. I call it your Dream 100, where, you have a list of people that you want to collab with, like this show here. That was like on my list for me to be on the show and collab with you and things like that. But you also have a list of people that are like in your industry that you want to watch them and just see how they do their headlines, that not copy and paste. So what I'm trying to say is like, because there's a template out there for every industry. I don't see why people but you want to confused. It is.
But you want to be. But see, the thing about it is, I want to stand out from everybody else.
Yes.
So it's like me saying to you, what can I do to make me not look like a carbon copy of everybody else? You know what I'm saying? Emails start looking the same after a while. You click on one, it's like the same format, same layout. But I want to make sure that, look, this isn't my thing, but I know you can help me get me there.
Exactly.
What can I do that won't make me look like a carbon copy?
Your results has to stand out for itself. And this is why I go heavy on posting testimonials and things like that.
Okay.
So when you're out there doing your market research and you're seeing what your competition are doing, like when I'm looking at my competition, I'm not really so much, I'm looking at like how they post and how they lay out everything, but I'm also looking at the comments, because the comments will tell you everything, right? So as you're sitting back, and all corporations do this. Like, if you don't know what's out there in the market, guess what? You're being compared to somebody else anyway.
Right.
So you got to research them, and you got to see, okay, if something worked for somebody, now you look at them and you put your spin on it. You put your spin, or you put your own flavor on it, whatever that is, you
Right.
know. Like for me, my first starting in coaching, after looking at so many people and being part of so many courses, I was like, I don't want to be a coach that didn't want to take questions. I used to have coaches in the past that you ask them a question, it's like, oh, okay, like you don't want to answer it, that's okay, you know. But I want to be that coach, like, okay, you ask me a question, I'm gonna answer. If I don't know the answer, I'm gonna find somebody that does.
Thank you. Now you know what? Let me stop you right there. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
so many times we get individuals that will say, that will give you an answer for everything.
Yes.
But when you don't know the answer, let me get back to you on that.
Mm-hmm.
Let me go research it, because that lets me know, hey, she may not know it, but she's gonna find it for me.
That's right.
And
That's right.
that's being honest.
That's
And see,
being
that's what
honest.
makes
And
the
it's
person.
also taking the weight off of you. Because I'm being
Yes.
quite honest, like I don't do social media. My team does all of my social media. I will never take a social media course. In my personal opinion, it's a waste of time. It's a waste of money. I might as well throw my money in the toilet. I'm not going to do something that's not my zone of genius. And on top of that,
Right.
I'd rather hire somebody that they eat, live, breathe social media, just do it for
Thank
me.
you.
Why am I going to sit there and learn it? And I don't even want to. Every client I've ever had that was out there purchasing courses from this person, that person, every person, when I sat down, I said, do you even like posting? Do you
See,
like posting? Do you like doing all those reels where you jumping around and you're like, you know? They're like, no. I'm like, so why are you doing it? Why? You don't have to. You're an entrepreneur. You can put a post up on social media and hire somebody just like that, so you can continue to do the things that you love.
but you know, a lot of people don't realize that a lot of those reels and things like that are people that have been hired to do that for you. So a lot of people
Exactly.
don't realize. That's why I
Yep.
always tell people is get out there and find people to take the weight off of you. Because like
That's
I say,
right.
email marketing. When I came across you, I was like, I don't do emails. I do them. I
But
do
I
them.
don't do.
Now, I'm gonna be honest. I do, because sometimes you want to do your own email to somebody who you really are connected to. You know what I'm saying? Those are individuals you can't. But if I don't know the lingo, the dialogue, you know how to do that, I need to get somebody to do that for me, because I don't do that.
Yes.
And I'm not
Yes.
gonna sit and pretend and do all that kind of stuff. You need to be honest and transparent with yourself and
That's
say, hey,
it.
do I need her services?
That's
I mean, that's
right.
just it. I mean, can you do this for me? Because that's what I'm looking for, is somebody to help me with my email marketing, especially if you're starting out, because I don't want to end up messing up and then I'm trying to get you to fix it. You
Exactly.
know,
Yeah.
and so have you gotten to a place in your business per se where you've gotten a client who's really very seasoned in their business and trying to kind of fix, I hate to say undo, but fix all the emails and how they've done it. We think we're doing it right and we ain't doing it right.
Right. Right.
How do you kind of train me to say, hey, this is what it should look like? What should I be looking at in regards to you coming in and say, hey, I want to hire you? What do I need to do to kind of be prepared for you to come into my business
Right.
and fix
Right.
it?
Well, there's three type of email marketing funnels that we do. I call it the email marketing funnel matrix. There's an acquisition funnel, there's a nurture funnel, there's a conversion funnel. On my page, I talk about in details what each one means. But depending on your business, we get three type of clients that come to us, which is we have clients that never send out emails. Social media is their mainstream of interaction, their main source of everything, right? And then we have those clients that do have emails, but they're just sitting on some Excel sheets somewhere. They're not sending anything out. And then we have those clients, like you said, that are seasoned, that do have an email list, and they are sending out emails, but they're not seeing much conversion. So we offer services depending on those three client types, if you will. So we handle the copy, we handle the automation, we handle the segmentation, and we do your actual sales funnel, because I don't believe in websites. I believe that websites cost you money, they don't make you money. But so sales funnels are like a huge front end traffic building source for my business, for the business of my clients as well. So that's how we normally get you started. And I reverse engineer everything. I start off first with your offer. Like, is your offer the right fit for the audience that you have right now, or do we need to tweak it a little bit? For the seasoned entrepreneurs that do have a list, they are sending out emails, I want to know where you got those emails from, because you'd be surprised how many people buy emails, but they don't have no clue what this person is is about. There's no first names, there's no last names, it's just email address, which is quite dangerous. There's so many, privacy laws right now that you can get fined up to $5,000 per incident. So I don't play around with email marketing at all. So that's always the first question, which is where did you get these from? And we just go from there. I mean, like I said, it just all depends where you're at right now with your email marketing, what your offer is at the same time. Yeah.
That's really good because that's helpful. Because I hear so many people say they buy emails. And I'm like, but how do you know those are your clients? How do you know? I mean, when you send those out, you don't know what you get. Oh, I got 5,000. Oh, I got 6,000 emails. And you're sending emails out to these individuals who don't need you.
They don't need what you have to offer.
I mean, you're sending them something that has nothing to do with anything. Because if I'm just somebody out here and I work a 9 to 5 and I'm getting an email, so those are things that you really need to be cautious of. That was y'all. That's a nugget. Do not buy emails.
Don't buy them at all. And there's even just like how there's like undercover cops, the same thing. There's like undercover, agents that will get on these lists where people are selling them. And if you send them an email, they're gonna know off the bat, like, no, you definitely purchased. You definitely purchased for me to be on your list. So it's not worth it. It's not worth it. It's all about quality over quantity. Y'all
heard that. That's what y'all
have to have a large list to make money. You really don't. You don't. I mean, even if you have a list of under 1,000 email subscribers with the right offer, you can get the 6 figures with the right offer and the right people on your list. Yeah.
So, I mean, y'all listen at that. See, you get that. You got 1,000 emails and you can easily do 6 figures off of 1,000 emails.
Yes, you can.
You don't have to go out here and buy and purchase and think you're trying to get the upper hand when it doesn't work in your favor.
That's
period.
Right.
It does not work in your favor. And that's good to know because I see that all the time. I used to get emails for that. Awesome. I can sell you emails. I can do all that. I used to get them. And I used to say, why would I want to pay you for something that I can get for free?
Yeah, and it's sad. It's sad. But soon, things will start to.
But that's good to know, though. Yeah. That's really good to know. Now, let me ask you a question. Once I get to a place where I start to see a conversion, because that's mostly what we're looking for.
Right.
What causes us not to get the type of conversion that we want? We get.
It's always the copy. It's always the copy. I don't care what anybody say. And we do test all the time. So we make a copy for a client and we ran through that copy for a few days or what have you. And we noticed that nobody's opening or they're opening it, but they're not clicking. Just tweaking the subject line or you changing out some words does a huge difference. Huge.
Wow.
So it's always the copy. People sometimes think, oh, maybe it's my offer. Maybe it's just, no. It's the copy. That's why I was telling you earlier about wouldn't it be great too? Or wouldn't it be amazing too? Like really start to change things up and make it personal, to themselves. So that they're like, wait a minute, like she's throwing some bricks at me and I need to start changing.
See, and I mean, that says a lot. Yeah. Because it's like I could give you an example of an email. You like, this is great. You need to change maybe 3 or 4 words. You like, for real. You lying. And then when you run it, it's like conversion. You like,
it's like that with ads too. I mean, it's the same concept if you're going to do an ad or something like that. It's never really the ad itself. It's the copy. It's always a copy. Hands down is always a copy.
See, that's amazing to know because sometimes it's the smallest things. I mean, we're trying to change up everything, scrapping it, trashing it, and starting brand new. And I think that's what we got to get to a place to stop scrapping everything. Outsource your help, y'all.
That's right. And it's consistency too. To piggyback of what you were saying is also consistency because you'll get into that momentum. And then if you start to notice that you're not getting the traction, you stop. And then once you do start sending out emails again, you notice that your unsubscription percentage goes higher because now, people forget about you. They're like, okay, when did I subscribe to our list? So this is why hiring somebody to actually like do it all for you, this is their job to make sure they're sending out emails every other day or what have you, because, they're going to make sure they stay consistent with it. So that's another thing. Like I still have people on my list and like, it'll be a year from now and they'll be like, oh yeah, I'm ready to buy. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
It's just that, and not to say that would be a year for everyone, but you got to stay consistent. You just have to.
And I think that's key is that we don't do our emails like we should.
Yeah.
You'll send one out today and Won't get a note until like maybe a week and a half later. And
All
that's
roads have to lead to the list. And I think we go live and we just go live, and we post it. We just post. We don't think about, I need to get more traffic to my list. If I don't have a list, I don't have a business. You just don't.
dang.
You don't. You don't. You're doing everything just to have it be out there on in this
Yes.
digital space that can get forgotten about, deleted, or whatever, or flags or whatever. You never know where your content is going to end up 10 years from now. So now you're looking at, okay, it's 2021. In 2031, where do you see your business? And wherever you see it, it has to include email marketing. You're not going to get
Right.
there without traffic. You're always
And
going to be
that's
like
why,
this
yeah.
if it's just on social media, but you're not going to really start to soar, without traffic, without building
And
that
the
email
other thing
list.
too is what I'm finding a lot of people saying now is we need to get out of the habit of having our emails like on Facebook. Because if
Mm-hmm.
Facebook go down there, and I've been hearing it a lot lately, and it's becoming repetitive
It
because
is.
we need to be housing those
Yes.
somewhere else because we keep leaving them on platforms.
Right. Right.
What is your recommendation if I have 2,000 emails sitting on Facebook?
Yes. Yes.
What do I need to do in regards to those emails? Where do I need to be sending them?
Well, I have a funny, before I answer that question, I have a really good story to say. And literally when I shared this about a couple of months ago, and it literally like turned everyone's perspective around, because I think what email marketing is all about perspective, and it's
Mm-hmm.
about
Yeah.
your opinion about it, and whether you have a good or bad opinion about it, it will decide on whether or not you want to go forward with it. But you guys all saw the movie Avengers, was Affinity Wars. It's not the End Games, the Affinity Wars. Thanos was in it, right? And he
Mm-hmm.
was the bad guy, but Thanos didn't think he was a bad guy. He thought that he was doing the universe good by snapping his finger and eliminating half the whole entire universe. He thought he was
Yep.
doing a good job. So when I was watching that movie with my kids, I'm like, oh my God, Mark Zuckerberg is like Thanos. Mark can snap his finger right now, and your account can be deleted. He can snap his finger right now and delete half the accounts who are not spending over $1 million a month on ads. He's not going to lose sleep because he's not
Whoa.
making money off of you anyway. You're just hanging out on here, building a living, building a brand, getting your message out there to the world, but you're not really a contributor of the platform. He
Nope.
can do that. He can literally do that. And there's no laws that he has broken, because guess what? You have no stake in this. Same thing with YouTube, anywhere else. So when I started to scale back and think of that analogy of he can literally do this, and all of my followers are
Mm-hmm.
gone, all of my groups are gone, all of my
Yep.
pages are gone, every relationship that I have built
Mm-hmm.
online will be non-existent. And then now my followers are going to follow somebody who has maybe a gazillion more followers than me, and this person spends 50 grand a day on ads, just like that.
Right.
Gone. So when you think of that analogy, now you got to say, okay, I got all these emails. Maybe you have a Facebook group, and in the group, maybe you have those questions that you set up. So when people give you their email list or what have you, you got to start to get them on your list. Get you an email autoresponder. I use Constant Contact because I'm actually a partner of Constant Contact. And start adding those emails in there. Start doing that. And what I do normally when I get an email from a platform, by law, when you add them to your list, you have to do a double opt-in just to send them, say, hey, if you want to continue to get emails from me, just click this button, confirm, verify
Oh, wow.
your email address.
And you have to
So
do
now,
that by law?
yeah, you have to. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
That's if, let's say if you have a Facebook group, and you know how on Facebook you can have questions before people join your group.
Right.
They can answer the questions. And one of those questions can be, hey, if leave us your email address so we can send you information. So that's great. Even though they said drop their email, that's still not by law permission marketing, because that's what email marketing is permission. Somebody gave you permission to send them email. So now what you have to do, like with my assistant, she's on here, she'll take that email, copy and paste it, add it to our Constant Contact account, and they get it says on the subject line, it says verify your email address. They open that, they click on it, and from there the system it's like a machine. The system will sort of like start like a little and it does its work. So you do that, and now you're building traffic. Now you're looking at your goal, and you're like, okay, how many people I need on my list to make that goal? And you're just pumping iron, pumping traffic into that machine and just staying consistent with it. But yeah, like I said, once people see it like that and know that, all their hard work can be gone,
Yes.
like they wake up the next morning, which always
And
happens.
it's
You wake up
gone.
in the morning and you're going on your phone and you're like, wait a minute, what's going on? Because
And it's gone.
it's gone. I mean, people are ruthless out here in these internet streets, to be honest.
Hey.
This whole, cancel community, whatever they call it. And even like you could post, you could leave a comment sometimes and you'll get a strike against you. Like I was watching a video one time on Facebook here, and I was like, girl, you stupid. Like how when I typed in it, but that's how I talk. It doesn't mean like you dumb. It's just like, you stupid, girl. And Facebook could have struck against me. It was like last year sometime. Like, but I did appeal it or whatever they call it, and they were like, oh, okay, we'll take that off your account. We'll take that strike. But it's just the silliest things they could do, and I can't be mad at it.
And you're right. Because I'm gonna tell you, y'all gonna be careful. You better wake up. Like you said, you're gonna wake up one day and they're gonna be gone.
It can. It's not even like it might happen or it can happen.
Yeah.
Like, it's not even like,
I'm trying to help you out.
Happen.
I'm trying to help you out.
He could be combing through this platform and just be like, you know what? If you're not spending a certain amount of money a month, then let's just deactivate their accounts. It's like he can do that if that's his choice to do it. Yeah.
That's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I feel like it's so important that we do better dealing with our contacts. Because I mean, that's the life, that's the heartbeat of your business.
It is.
And a lot of people don't realize that if you have no way to contact somebody, what's your business? Like you say, you have no business if you have no contacts.
Yeah. And it's obviously building a business is always going to be hard work.
Yes.
But with email marketing, it does alleviate some of that pressure of feeling like I gotta post every day. I gotta post 20 times a day. Email marketing is just another way for you to increase your touch. So if I post something on my personal page, then another post in my group, and so that's 2 touches for that one lead. Then I send them an email, that's 3. So it's quite funny because I always have stories to share. But I had a client, like every time I get a client, I ask them like, why did you decide to join my services? They was like, because I always kept seeing you. Like I saw you all the time. So that was the big idea I had back in 2017 when I was pregnant with my 4th child and I wanted to leave my job. And I wasn't into the whole ads and things like that because I didn't know much about it. I was like, I'm just going to show up more often than anybody else does. And it was that sense of consistency. And then that compound effect happened. Like if you ever read the book, The Atomic Habit, where people just like, you ever buy a car and you just see the same car that you have over and over again.
Yeah, over and over.
The same analogy online, but you got to do it on different platforms. You do it on social media, do it in email, do it via text. Do it all. It's not spammy. It's permission marketing. If somebody joins your list, they asking for information from you.
And that's the great thing about it is you were being consistent. Because that's how I came across you. I used to see you all the time.
Yes, I'm everywhere.
I'm telling you, after you see someone over, and it's like commercials on TV.
Yeah.
You see an ad for Dove enough times, you're like, I need to go take me a shot and give me some Dove. Or I'm not running out of soap.
That's right.
It's literally, it's the subconscious. You continually see it all the time.
But some people are afraid of that. They're afraid to be seen all the time. They feel like, oh, I may come off too spammy or too salesy and this and that. Yes, you're going to come off that way to the wrong people. Like,
yes,
if somebody came to me and said, like one time I had this message from this one lady, this was like years ago, this happened like 7-8 years ago. She's like, sent me a message because she saw one of my lives or she saw one of my emails. She's like, I know you tell us all the time that we need to do this and we need, like she was going in on me. I even posted it on my timeline. But then when I got that, I was like, yes.
See?
I'm doing it. Like, yes. Like,
you doing good. Look, it's not about it's not about the view. But look, hey, if I got you, I got tons of it then because somebody's seeing it.
You got to get rid of the chaff. So all those people that are like, I'm not interested in YouTube, this or that, they need to stop looking at you because at the end of the day, you got to let the algorithms do its thing. And if you have people following you or on your list that are never going to buy from you anywhere or never, not even say buy from you, but never going to want a transformation or want change in their lives. Because I ask people this all the time when I do discovery calls. You have two choices. You can decide not to take my services and remain right where you are at right now, or you can take it and see a drastic difference this time next year. It's your choice. Either way, I'm fine with whatever you choose. Because honestly, how I feel after all the years of experience I have in sales, that I have superpowers. I give women the opportunity to make a choice, which 9 times out of 10, they don't never get a choice. They doing the day-to-day stuff. I can relate to that. Mother of 5 children, wake up, get the kids ready for school, get breakfast done, get dinner done, clean up. It's just that same thing. And nobody asks me sometimes, how you feeling today? What do you want to, how could, you know, they never ask that. But me approaching somebody and look at them in the face and say, what is it you want to do? It's like, sometimes it's confronting. I'm feeling confronting. It's triggering me right now. I'm not used to this. You're really putting the flashlight on me, you know? And then you have those people who are like, yes, girl, let's go. Give me
Let's do it.
Girl, because I don't want to be in pain no more. Okay, I don't want to be sitting behind this laptop no more. I just want to show up and let the girls clean
Thank you. Thank you. Let somebody else do it and you just show up. Be like, hey, how y'all doing? That's and knowing she over here doing her magic on their computer, sending them emails out consistently. Consistently. Hello. So if you know, and I'm stressing this to y'all, if you know you're not getting conversion, if you know that it's not your business, it's not turning over the way you want it to, then that's when you need to outsource. You really need to look at hiring someone, of course, hiring Miss Campbell, of course, to do your email marketing for you. It is important. It is imperative in your business. Like she said, y'all, always take this into consideration. If you do not have an e-marketing strategy, if you don't have emails, you ain't got no.
You don't have a business. You just don't. You can't really realistically create that vision board and realistically think you're going to complete everything on there without a list. It's like, try it. Please prove me wrong.
I know.
You know, back then, and that's the thing, a lot of times, a lot of entrepreneurs are in the old era back then where I used to be on Periscope and I'll go on there and I'll make money. You know, I'll be in my car, I go in there and launch something, make money. It's not like that anymore. You know, people are not that. They need more. They need more, you know, touches from you in order to say, okay, I'm ready to buy. And on top of that, you got so many people these days, so many little girls out here.
That's right.
Yeah, all the little girls. They out here doing what I do, and I'm like, okay, I'm still number one though. And I always say, you got to have a sense of cockiness in yourself, because everyone's always like, when you reach a pivot level in your business, like yourself and like me and the ladies who come on this panel, you're not just being judged, but you're also judging yourself. So you have to say,
every day. I gotta be confident. Look, you gotta be confident.
Like my client Darryl will say, girl, not today, girl. I'm gonna beat this face and I'm gonna show up for the, you know, girlfriends chit chat show. I'm gonna do this.
We're gonna show up. We're gonna show up and be present again and live again. You know, and really drop those nuggets so people understand the importance of email marketing. It is imperative. Yes, it's so important that we have to do it consistently every single day. But if you're not doing it and you are not doing it right, let's go there. You need to get somebody on your team who's going to take that over and go for it.
That's right.
Go for it all the way.
Money to make money. If you're not throwing things, you know, it's like one of my clients, Latanya, told me yesterday. She's like, Coach, God told me you got to give me something to blow on. She said, God needs something to blow on. So if you're not building a list, he's not going to blow on it and make your business or whatever it is you're doing like the best or successful, because you are not doing anything for him to blow on.
And that's right. And we got to step it up, and we've got to put forth more effort in doing just that.
Amen.
And that's the whole point of being an owner, is you have to know when to relinquish control and be able to delegate and give those things away that need to be handled by other individuals. And I think what you're doing is amazing. I think it's phenomenal. And I think you're just doing great, sis. I'm serious. I think you're doing amazing. Tell everybody how they can connect with you, find you, follow you, watch your live, what y'all do.
Well, you know, I'm in a lot of different places, but definitely my Instagram at the real Letitia Campbell, Yes.
The real.
The real. Yes. And you know, my buildtobillions.com. You can check that out. Facebook, that's where you guys can find me on Facebook. Yes, and buildtobillions.com. That's definitely a good site because I do master classes. I'm going to start doing them every week. I was doing them bi-weekly. We're going to start kicking them off every week. And I'm going to talk more in depth. Those of you who are maybe wondering about the email marketing matrix I was talking about earlier, I go more in deep with that, with the 3 types of funnels that you can make for your business. Yeah.
See, so I'm gonna tell y'all, she is consistently online, y'all. I mean,
All the time.
every week. I'm telling y'all,
I feel
she's
like I'm
dropping
not on
nuggets.
enough.
Look, I'm gonna stop. I'm gonna stop. Look, did y'all hear that? She said she not on here. Did you hear that? Not enough. She on there, y'all. You can go back and watch all them replays because trust me, I catch them. I catch them. Go back and check her out. She's a phenomenal individual, you all.
Yes.
Because a lot of times, like I said, y'all, email marketing is important in your business. It is the lifeline, it is the heartbeat of your business.
Right.
So I want you to understand that, y'all, that you've got to really pay somebody, hire somebody. Okay, I'm not gonna stress it enough. Make that investment in your business to get somebody on your team that's going to take your business to the next level in email marketing. You gotta do it, y'all. It is important.
Yes. And I love what y'all do here on this platform. I binge watch your content as well. I've been telling all my clients, listen, subscribe, follow, whatever. Because you guys are definitely doing some amazing stuff. Because there's so many tea channels, gossip channels, all these different things that's just not feeding the culture. And
you got to be able to have some people on here. You got to be. I mean, we can laugh, joke, cut up, and have a good time. But at the end of the day, I want to feed you. You got to be fed. You got to be. I got to be giving you something for you to be able to digest and to be able to give you what you need.
Absolutely.
And so that is the biggest thing. That's why I said when I came across you, I was like, oh, email marketing, yes, because that is huge right now, y'all. That is huge. Mm-hmm. It's not a lot of people doing it that I'm connected to.
It's really not. It's the most underused tool in business. I say this every day. It's the most underused tool in business. Absolutely.
So I definitely would love you. And y'all, I hate, all good things have to come to an end. But you all definitely, you can catch us on Monday nights at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time at 103.5 Hindsight Media Radio Station. You can also catch us on Pandora as well as iHeartRadio. And y'all, if you missed the show, catch the replay. That's always juicy because you sure not going to catch Miss Campbell's replays because they are juicy.
Yes.
So we look forward to seeing you all again. I love you. Thank you so much for being with us this evening. And we look forward to seeing you all again on next Friday. Yes, it's 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We love having you all. We look forward to seeing you again. You all have a fabulous and wonderful night. Good night.
Bye.